Okay, wow. So let's set up this Ashley St. Clair thing. It's funny because I don't know who I heard it from, but I did hear a rumor that she was pregnant with Elon Musk's baby many months ago, and I guess I just sort of forgot it and went about my life because I was like, that's kind of a ridiculous thing, and there's no proof and whatever. And then so it came out on Valentine's Day. Ashley posts this, and I know Ashley. I've had lunch with her a few times in New York City. I hung out with her at her apartment once
in
or
the
twice.
last 9 months.
Not recently. This was like a couple years ago. And then she kind of like stopped answering my texts. I don't know. Maybe she didn't like my fried chicken tweets or something. But
this is what I said. I was interacting with her all last year. I saw pictures of her. She didn't look pregnant. That's why when people was telling me, I was like, when? Show me a baby bump. Show me. Because every
maybe
time.
it was a surrogate.
That's what
all
everybody's
of his
saying.
babies
That's
have
what
been
people are saying is a
surrogate.
surrogate.
Or IVF or surrogates or both. Except
you
for
saw
one,
the
the one that he
picture.
carries around everywhere.
right.
The ex.
So anyway, Ashley posts this on Valentine's Day 2 days ago, and she says in Latin here, alea lacta est, which I thought was something about breast milk. It's not. It's Latin for the die has been cast. She says, 5 months ago, I welcomed a new baby into the world. Elon Musk is the father. I have not previously disclosed this to protect our child's privacy and safety, but in recent days, it has become clear that the tabloid media intends to do so. Regardless of the harm it will cause, I intend to allow our child to grow in a normal and safe environment. For that reason, I ask that the media honor our child's privacy and refrain from invasive reporting. And then it's a publicist or a digital strategy person. And then the last 2 days, Twitter has been ablaze with memes and jokes and everybody saying making their announcements about their own pregnancies. The jokes have been flying nonstop, and I'm not here to judge. I don't want to judge her because she was also like she had become a single mom before this too. She was with a guy. I don't know if they were ever engaged, but she had a baby with a guy a couple of years ago. But so she was already a single mom, but I know that they had a good co-parenting relationship. They would do the whole thing switching off with the kid. And I wonder if and so here's the conversation. People are like, "Oh, is she a plant or something?" Oh, a lot of people going, "Oh, she's an e-thought. She's a conservative. She's not who she says she is." And I don't know who she was saying. She's just, I think, being herself. But the conversation is basically like, well, did she have to come out and say this? Did she have to make it a point to say this? Or is she just kind of making it a bigger deal than it needs to be for her, for her own kind of desire for more celebrity, more attention? And then I think she did an article with the New York Post. She did an interview with them. Whereas if she hadn't said anything, and so what, the tabloid media exposes it, well, then they look bad. And I guess that's what I would have done. Maybe if I were her, maybe I would have said nothing. And then if they expose it, well, then they look like the bad guys.
Right.
And,
but why anyway, on Valentine's Day? Why on Valentine's Day?
Yeah, I think it's attorneys.
Siobhan.
And even said we at one point, like, we've been trying to get a hold of you. I bet that when he didn't respond, it was a threat that we're going to escalate. It is weird, though, that he hasn't confirmed or denied.
Who, Elon?
So, yeah.
So here's my take on this. If she did get a surrogate, then that's fine. And Ashley, if you're listening to me, this is my advice to you: get your heart out of it. If y'all really did have this baby, get your heart out of it, because this is what I believe happened. On Valentine's Day, there was a picture blown up about Elon sitting with his other baby mama and the other children. Okay, the quiet baby mama, the
Siobhan.
first baby mama. Yeah, there you go. So
the Neuralink direction.
Yeah, he's pictured with that, and that I think that triggered her, and and maybe she's in love with him, which is a terrible thing to do. If you are going to deal with a billionaire, understand they don't love you. They love their money. They love their success, and they may love their children. But, you are just a means to an end, and they're going to always have a favorite woman that they have children by, and it looks like she is it because she's quiet, she's docile, she's submissive, she does what she basically hang in the background. She's the perfect wife for somebody like who have the personality like Elon. So I think the fact that he did not sign the birth certificate, he has not basically been in contact with her, it triggered her to see him with his favorite baby mama, because it ain't Grimes, and then the other children that she feels neglected and therefore lashed out.
I agree with your take on that 100%.
These kids, because I just saw it was what the hell's her name? It was Siobhan posted this of the two kids, and then Elon just put like a heart emoji under it, and then here's his mother May.
There's another picture of all of them sitting. Elon sits away from him, and those two are sitting on another chair next to him. And I don't know if he posted it or she posted it, but we all saw that picture,
right?
And we was like, whoa! And then
they're so cute. Oh,
they are. They're adorable.
They are. I put a bunch of pictures of posts in your DM in the group DM in case you wanted to know. Like I just pulled it.
I just went down a whole rabbit trail with it too because it's all so strange, It's surreal, almost like otherworldly. The way they're all IVF except for X, and then X has this really crazy name, and there's a lot of meaning behind all of it, and then there's just all of this stuff that like. It seems like he's pushing that whole prenatal or not, what's it called?
In vitro?
Pronatalism. Yes, thank you. And it's just like, I don't know. It's so transhumanism to me. It's the weird names. And then I went down a rabbit hole though, y'all. Did you know that there is actual wombs that they've already like birthed 300 lambs from?
Yep.
What, women have birthed? You mean like animal human hybrids?
No,
like robot.
No, they're
wombs.
practicing with these wombs, and there's different kinds. There's like the water kind and the bag kind, and then there's the incubator kind. And I was just like, dang.
I saw that too, and I'm not even worried because you understand, and Carmen, you get this. Nothing can replace the womb of a human, okay, X chromosome female.
Completely.
Because we have the emotions, we have the nutrients, the baby's feeling our heartbeat. Like, imagine how that child, if they do it, and they're going to do one, they're going to create they're going to create a womb that's going to be similar to ours, but it won't be the same. You know what I'm saying?
So you're going to have a bunch of emotionless children.
Yeah, there you go.
Exactly. Because one of the goals.
Right.
Whoever said that, you're right.
It's neglect.
So this is Milo. Milo found this tweet. Ashley St. Clair plotted for half a decade to ensnare Elon. Here's a screenshot of her from what is this, 2020? I need to get Elon Musk's attention for marriage proposal, please. And then this Greg Price says he's got a kid with a woman already. Seems unlikely to work out. Ashley says, well, he actually has 7 kids and goes through women pretty fast. And then Elon just says, whoa.
Yeah.
He couldn't resist.
And she responded to that. Okay, there you go.
It's interesting that Elon is responding to this clearly in jest screenshot that was discussed with his team months ago in a documented call. Now he decides to respond to it publicly from an account that posted underage photos of me as if he wasn't asking me to have more children last week. I would like to take this offline for our child's sake and have been attempting to do so for weeks. So if that's the case, then why would you do a big announcement?
She scorned. It was Valentine's Day. She spent Valentine's Day with someone else.
Right.
Her feelings she thought she could trap him, and she couldn't. And he was with someone else on Valentine's Day and not her.
Yeah,
right?
he was with the other baby mama. And this is what I don't understand.
There's just no way she's that stupid. I just don't believe that.
I don't
Like,
know.
women
If it's
are
stupid.
I really
wouldn't say
believe I'm the one
stupid.
person that's gonna
No,
hold Elon
women.
down.
I would say it's not even being stupid. I think that when women fall in love and they think that their coochie, their personality, their food, their everything is gonna make him pick her over the other women. And I think that when you get somebody like, you gotta think smart, ladies. You gotta think smart. If you're dealing with a man like this, you cannot put your heart in it. God damn, you just can't.
No.
Her
And
ego.
plus, I mean, she couldn't have been around him very much. I mean, how do you fall in love with somebody you're not around?
She was around him. She was around him enough for the courting part of it, right? And she did, but you can't change men. And if you're younger and you don't know the guy world, men just can have sex with whoever. It doesn't really mean as much.
Especially
and women form emotional attachment.
There you
And did he have sex with her?
Perfect,
Is my
yes.
question. He did IVF with everyone else except for the child X.
But we don't know that he did with Ashley or not, though.
Right. That's the
I
whole
think
And Amber Heard, because Amber Heard's baby is supposedly Elon's, right? But he hasn't acknowledged that baby either, right? So there's two people.
Right.
Which
So
tells
maybe
me
those
they
were the
weren't
ones he's
planned.
like, no, I didn't do it. I didn't do
Well,
it.
they were planned. The other ones were planned. They had everything financially set
Right.
up. They had everything. And so these two, he hasn't acknowledged because there wasn't an arranged plan. They try to trap him into something and you can't trap a man because this is how they react.
No.
They're not going to
Amen.
acknowledge you.
You cannot. You cannot.
I think she's upset about money because if he's not acknowledging her and their kid, like she's kind of like, well, what did I just do all this for then? Because
No.
like,
I don't think it's money.
Yeah.
I see
not money.
because it's not money. This is strictly emotions. And we are all women. We know how we feel when we get scorned, when we upset. We're reacting out of emotions without thinking strategically. Because if it was about money, she would get her lawyer and they would shut the fuck up online. But now she
Right.
caused him a lot of embarrassment.
To a test or something.
You know what I'm saying? She put him on blast. That's emotional thinking right there. That's not because if it was about money, her emotions wouldn't even be involved right now.
Well,
The
I
sad
don't
thing
think-
is she killed her political career. If she wanted anything to do with right-wing politics at all, no one's ever going to take her seriously, ever.
Why not?
Because of her emotion, this is like an emotional outburst. For me, I don't care. Like, I don't care what people do, but I wouldn't trust someone to not get emotional and then leak things.
I have to agree with
to the
her,
press.
Chrissy, because she was given a second chance. And Ashley's my girl. I want you to understand, she's my girl. Ashley was given a second chance, and nobody looked at her. I never judged her for a pass or anything, but we all was like, yo, girl, we good. We all got a pass. You know what I'm saying? Blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
And now she doesn't. I think like when you get Elon as a baby daddy, you don't kind of need any money. But if she does, but she's right. If she tries to get into politics, you know what I'm saying? Everybody who has now defended having babies by Elon and then calling yourself conservatives is kind of hypocritical.
Yeah, I don't really care about from that angle because for me, conservative doesn't mean you have to be like this perfect mom, married and all that. To me, is just conserving the Constitution as it was written. And it's good to have a family and have family values because I think that's good. But I don't care like what your personal life is if you're a good person, right? It's her lashing out emotionally that I think did it.
A lot of people.
But we those of us who are on the right, we are looked at for our actions. And I don't call myself a conservative. I call myself a right winger, right?
Me too.
So I do what the fuck I want, right? Because I'm not trying to conserve anything. When you call yourself a conservative, you're trying to what? Conserve traditional values. You're trying to conserve the Constitution. You're trying to conserve Christianity or, stuff like that on that line, right? Protestant, stuff like that. I don't give a fuck about any of that. I'm living my own life. But she is labeled as a conservative.
Yes.
So these actions don't in line with conservatism.
Right.
And
Right.
I agree.
I'm an American.
But neither does anything Elon does.
True. But Elon doesn't call himself a conservative,
That's
though.
true.
Correct. And he's never lied about who he is or that he wants to have a gazillion babies from a million different mothers.
Oh, it's so gross. He's just like Epstein. Ooh.
Is it gross? I don't know. I think a lot of guys would do
nasty.
this if they could. But I think
It's
it's
about
so
how awful
It's
that is for
unhealthy.
the children. They have no father.
It's unhealthy for the kids. It doesn't matter what
It is unhealthy. It's very unhealthy. It's a very selfish thing to do.
It's very
because
selfish.
those children need
They
a
need their
father.
dads.
Like if they, the only one, and also let's look at a bigger picture here that I keep saying. You're gonna see all these other kids look at him bring X to the all of these functions, bring him
Right.
to the White House, keep taking pictures with him, bring him over to the bringing him
Yep.
to
gonna
the
get
Twitter
jealous.
headquarters, and they're like, "What? Why does Dad like him better than me?" So now you're causing jealousy. You
Yeah.
feeling like you're not the best person. You're not. Your dad doesn't love you. That's going to create animosity, some self-esteem, and daddy issues.
Oh, I think just the IVF kid opposed to the natural kids too. I mean,
Oh,
I
yeah, that's
guarantee you
true.
those
Yeah.
kids.
But
are
you
gonna
could
have
tell-
all kinds of stuff.
Yeah.
You could tell that Elon's a narcissist because what child
for
did he
sure.
pick? The child that looks closest to him, right? Because he sees himself in his child. And so that's like a typical narcissist is going
Well,
to
he's not just a narcissist; he's a megalomaniac, grandiose, malignant, crazy, like the highest of the high.
see, and I don't see him like that. I see
Yeah.
him as a narcissist, but I don't see him as a magno whatever that word was. I don't see him like
Megalomaniac.
that. Because
Oh my
he would be
gosh,
more
yes.
flamboyant with all of his riches.
He's in everything.
What I
His
just
house is
creepy is
small.
the
presidential race. I'm gonna go get involved in it.
But his house is small. Like he's
The
not out there
process-
like buying these big, huge buildings. He's not out there
But
like
He,
Megalo
making-
doesn't mean money.
he has an ego beyond compare.
Yeah.
Like
It's
he-
just the level to which you go. I mean, he's not like the worst because the worst end up in jail or killing somebody. But he's bad.
I would think he
mean,
has more narcissistic
Neuralink-
traits versus the others, just personally. But
Yeah.
What I don't
I mean,
like is the
let's
way he
not
went
forget-
about it. I wish he
let's
could have
not-
like banged all these women like Chris Brown style, like the whole like petri dish. I'm picking the best, traits. That seems a little bit like you're playing God. I'd rather he just.
well, he
He
think
is.
he is. He think he is.
Yeah.
Right. Because he's gonna.
does.
He more likely is gonna be the first trillionaire ever.
Yeah.
And this man is very powerful. He's gotten a chance. He's next. He's like next to Donald Trump to the point where the Democrats are like trying to impeach him, and he's not even elected official. You see what I'm saying? So it's like this man is very powerful.
And he's doing all that like next generation sequencing for the kids, and like the girl that was with him in the video or the photograph that Tree was talking about. She was an Ivy League graduate. She's running the special projects at Neuralink. Like
Right.
he's putting everything into intelligence and science, and he has no heart.
Let me see if I brought up all the windows I need to bring up about the this baby daddy situation. Oh, this was an interesting.
Oh, you
thread.
you show all the Milo comments too. I love the one where he said, "Call her by her dead name, sex at laptop or something."
I didn't understand that.
That was her. That was her.
Hers are eCam name.
webcam name in the.
She
past.
did camming.
yes,
Chrissy, you don't know about her?
I didn't
past?
the Cam laptop
Oh,
girl, Cam
girl.
what laptop girl was what it was.
Okay, when you said her past, I thought you meant like, oh, she had a baby out of wedlock.
No,
And I was
Me too.
like, oh, big deal.
No. Bless
Okay,
your
well
heart.
then.
I didn't know you didn't know.
I did not.
I
did
should.
not
I
know
shouldn't
about
have never
that.
tainted your memory.
I painted. This is from Matt Gates. People attacking Ashley and/or Elon over having a baby are probably sad and lonely themselves. Leave them alone. Mind your own pathetic business. And it would probably be good to delete your posts on the matter because their son has like the best genetics on the planet and will probably run the world one day.
I mean,
Maybe. Yeah. They probably do have good genetics. So that was what, a hint to it being a boy, I guess. So maybe they had a little boy. Oh well, let's this was an interesting thread about Elon's baby moms. Here we go. Okay. Elon
This
Musk
was an interesting thread.
now have enough baby mamas that they're starting to conform to Chinese imperial drama stereotypes. Grimes is the beloved but defiant concubine. She is the emperor's actual favorite, but because she refuses to conform, she suffered exile, ridicule, and repeated betrayals. Grimes' historical analog is the pearl consort, clearly adorned by Emperor Guangxu, but eventually thrown down a well and drowned for disrespecting the Empress Dowager. Okay,
That's
and
so
then
clever.
Siobhan Zillis is the perfectly behaved court favorite. She is dutiful, competent, strategic, and approved by the Dowager Empress. This is the concubine that plays her cards just right, but she will never be the favorite of the Emperor's heart. Her historical analog is consort Hui, the brainy, competent woman who secures stability, but never had the Emperor Qianlong's full passion. She won the long game, though. Her son eventually became Emperor Jiaqing. And then the latest addition to the harem is Ashley St. Clair. She is the scheming upstart concubine, another favorite trope. Usually the villainess of the drama. She is overly ambitious new favorite who thinks she can skip the subtle maneuvering and go straight for the kill. The Valentine's Day public baby reveal is typical scheming upstart concubine behavior. She overstepped, and the emperor is likely displeased.
So look at the belly in that one. Look at, so that's where I think she's pregnant.
I mean, she looks great there.
She looks great, but it comes. Look at. Oh, go ahead. Continue.
Her historical analog is consort Gao, power hungry, and unsubtly scheming. Consort Gao gets too bold, too fast. A recipe for downfall in the Forbidden City. Will there be more baby mamas? Probably. But even without, there's a whole multi-season series right here. Oh yeah, maybe pregnant. Yeah, I guess so. Maybe early pregnant.
Well, no, because that's a corset and a corset.
No, look at how it goes forward. Like, because when I was pregnant,
yeah, she got a pooch there, but because
so when I was pregnant with my daughter, okay, nobody knew I was pregnant and I was getting married, and I didn't want to tell them until after I was 5 months pregnant. I did wear something that sucked me in just for my wedding, and no one knew that I was 5 months pregnant.
Yeah, but if you also bloated or you got fibroids or something like that, if you also just, that can.
I was sick afterwards.
That bottom pooch can also stick out, especially if you have a corset.
And she
was the angle of it.
Elon was also married and divorced twice to Tallulah Riley here.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that. She's gorgeous.
Beautiful.
And did you know all of the women besides Ashley were Canadian? I didn't know.
I wonder if they're MK Ultra from that town where they do all the MK Ultra experiments. I'm curious where they're from.
It's a great question. I don't know.
Maybe because Canadians are docile, they're not going to be aggressive. I don't know.
There is an MK Ultra.
Yeah, they
town.
could be too nice.
Kamala
That's the thing
mother.
that thing about Canadians. They're just so nice.
They are nice. I agree.
Is Amber Heard Canadian?
Yeah, I think so, isn't she?
I didn't know that.
Is she?
Hold on, let me double check.
This continues. I forgot. It has they wrote something about Tallulah. Okay. The rare independent concubine of mystery, Riley tangos with Musk.
No, she's not. So I was wrong.
Defined by him. He was smitten enough to marry her twice, but she has moved on. Like he's just another schmuck. My historical analog for her would be the fragrant concubine who entered the Imperial Palace at the relatively mature age of 27. She remains an enigma and is the only Imperial concubine ever to be buried with Islamic rites. Okay, so that's Tallulah Riley.
Oh, but Elon didn't marry her. The ones he married were Canadian.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Interesting.
I just also believe that, like,
I just wouldn't want to be Ashley.
If women, I'm just gonna say I have no problem with a woman. She sees somebody like Elon and she knows she's gonna be set for life. If you're gonna play that game, you just cannot have your feelings involved. You gotta play it.
Right.
You gotta play it the way it's supposed to be played. And you keep your feelings out of it. And you also just don't bring attention. Let me tell you one thing men hate, which we use as a weapon. And it's a very good weapon. When you put their asses on blast, when you make a scene, when you draw attention to them, men hate that shit, right? And so my thing is that you should never use that card unless all other options have been, have been extended.
Mm-hmm.
Right, because I think it's probably foolish to to have a baby with a guy who's already had multiple babies with multiple baby moms, to think that like you're going to be the one that's going to lock it down is foolish. So you have to know going into it, yeah, I'm having a Musk baby for like a lifetime of financial support, and you need to keep it at that. Be like, this is my meal ticket. This is not going to be like a romance.
Yeah, because understand this is bigger than what we think, okay? Ashley's life is no longer going to be the same because she has a baby by a multi-billionaire. She has to be careful that the child is not kidnapped, the child is not poisoned, okay? She has to make sure that nobody's trying to, well, true, that too.
Happened to one of them.
Can't transit. Yeah.
So she, that's what I'm saying. Money is never going to be an issue for her because that's still his offspring. And he is so obsessed with making more offspring of himself because he think he's that superior. Right. And so with that being said, she doesn't have to want for nothing. She could just leave the internet if she wants to, but then, it's going to be boring for her. Saying you don't have to worry about bills. You don't have to worry about nothing. You get to live in a very nice luxury place and
you could eat security. A salad every day, like an expensive salad.
Right. But then like, now what? So it's like, but she wants love. Okay, she wants love, and I'm like, if you want love, don't fuck a billionaire and have his baby.
No. Plus, in my opinion, when you open that, I'll call it an altar, you will pay the price for your decision not to be a part of the way it was designed to be with a man and a woman, and you're kind of selling your soul the way some like entertainers or rappers or whoever do, because you're set up for life. And yes, you can play that game, but it's a much more intense game than people realize.
Yeah, I agree.
How so? How does it get intense?
Well, because all right, intelligent design is a fact. Okay, you can pretend like it isn't, but as you go away from the way that we were designed to be, you pay a price, and you may not realize the price for years, and it'll come out in a million different ways, and so as you, it's just I don't even know how else to describe it other than there's a design, and if you go outside of it, it starts creating a kink in the.
I think her world is just like, ladies, picture this. You don't have to work ever unless you want to, okay? Money comes to you. I mean, you get anything you want. So what you going to do? You're going to do all the shopping. You're going to buy the Birkin bags, all this other bullshit. And then what? After a while, you're like, it's just shit. It's just stuff I just purchased. Okay, now what? Now you don't know if people are your friends because you got money. You can't trust other people. Your life has totally changed, and you thought it was better at the top, but it's lonely.
Yep.
And you're paranoid. And it's also to the point where you'll get a very, 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 very small circle. If you're not the type of person who enjoys solitude, that is your personal hell.
Yes. And also, people don't realize that when you have a man like that, your territory.
Yes.
And so your property, your whatever you want to call it. And so even if she thinks she can go out and have another man in her life, it will never be a comfortable.
She can't.
Yeah.
He's not going to allow that. He will never allow another man into their lives to get around
because he wants
children.
To protect the kid.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So it's a trap for sure. It's very sad.
So here she's still young. She's still beautiful. She's still, got the hormones coming in. What if she wants affection? What if she want to get broken off some, right? She can't. And what are you going to do? Send one of them robots over there to fuck her? You know what I'm saying? Like, come on now. So it's like, in a way, it's a double-edged sword.
I saw, and it's hard to know because people can like fake tweets, but I think she posted something like she had to hide the pregnancy. She couldn't leave her apartment. Oh, yes, Jalisa's back. Okay. She had to stay in her apartment. She had to hide the fact that she was pregnant. She can't do these, she can't do like a Turning Point USA. She can't turn up at any of these events,
Yeah.
right? And so it is, yeah. I didn't think of that until now, Carmen. It is like an isolating life, and so she's going to be this kids are very rewarding, but who she's an author. She was kind of she liked to be out and about at these events, right? So I don't know if she know
She chose it though. That's the
yeah, you chose
consequences.
it.
Whether
Right, and that's
whether
what
it was planned
intelligence
or
design does.
accidental.
You get consequences no matter what you're doing.
That's how I raise my kids. There's consequences to sex. A child is the consequence to sex. So if you are not old enough to have a job to take care of a child, don't be having sex, because you just can't be a good parent. So
Yeah.
I don't know. That's
Wow.
just the
And
way
then
I
so
think.
what? She has to be this kid's mom, right? He turns 18, then what? And also she's got her other son that
Oh, I didn't know she had another kid.
what is
Yeah,
that
she has
dynamic? Yeah,
Oh, I
she
didn't
has
know that.
an older son.
Well, I
with,
mean-
Gina, I think you're on mute. Gina's on mute, I think.
oh no. Gina, you're on mute. Oh no.
She was working earlier.
I know.
Okay, she's
Oh, darn
figuring it
it.
out.
See here,
It says weed-addled loon. I didn't notice that until just now.
Funny.
but I think here this is where the negotiation has to come in to play, because you have to see how he wanted the two boys, which are now brothers, to interact with each other. Also, do you want the father of your first son to also take along his son when they want to do group
Right.
activities? So it's kind of
Right.
this is a little complicated, because this is the first baby
Right.
mama who has another child prior to this one. If she really had the baby, like I said, I've seen pictures and videos, and if she had a surrogacy, then fine. But I still need to see. Everybody is talking about, yeah, she told me she was pregnant. Yeah, I saw her and she had a baby bump. I'm like, she had a baby bump, but you didn't take no pictures? Like, come on now. Them pictures will go for tens of thousands of dollars for any rag or TMZ right now. You mean that's you're sitting on money, but you didn't think about taking any pictures during this time.
But she insinuated in that post that she made that they were just last week talking about having another baby, right? She insinuated that in that
Yeah.
post that she made.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, she did. Yeah.
Do you
then-
believe him? I don't believe him.
I
Believe
kind of do
who?
believe it, because she sounds
Elon.
like she's at a point where she is like, oh, I'm airing
Hoch.
the private discussions. I'm airing the private business between us out to the
Oh yeah,
world.
it was a conscious choice.
Which must
Also,
mean-
the most important thing she aired out was that she had some major connections, that she got Milo banned for a week. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, that was the other thing too.
I was like,
That's
whoa,
right.
wish I had them connections. Right?
That's what people are saying, like, oh, she was getting a bunch of people that she didn't like silenced on X.
Yeah,
and
because Stu
stuff.
Peters was
Wow.
complaining too.
It's an interesting thought, but I don't know.
No, she showed it. She showed. Oh, I don't know about Stu Peters, but she showed how she was able to talk to the
Oh, I
IT
have it.
behind.
I have it.
Okay, there we go. Okay.
Here it is. Here. Yeah. And is this related to her beef with Ari? No, it's probably different. Okay.
If you go through Ari's thread, you're going to see the whole entire beef with her.
Okay. So FYI, the security team on Elon's own platform locked the account. He is now responding to for a week and posting a non-consensual underwear photo of me as a child. Why would that be on the internet?
And how does she
from-
know that without having access to Elon?
From head
No,
of
no,
safety.
that wasn't Elon who did it.
Oh,
Thanks
okay.
It was
Thanks
Milo.
for the,
Yeah,
thanks
it
for
was
the call,
Milo.
Chris, for bouncing the post for non-consensual nudity. Given that it's paired with a threat to expose as well, we're increasing the timeout period to 1 week. This will also help us get to the right of the news cycle on Ashley. Get is also using the media matching tool to. All right, so they're talking about it's the inside details of. I guess she got Milo posted for. I'm sorry, banned for posting something that he shouldn't have. Wow.
So
Interesting.
I was like, so
She got that
not only
Twitter
come
Connect.
with the money, but the power that comes with it.
So, Jalisa, tell us, what are the astrological implications here? You said you've looked into Elon. Have you looked into the birth dates of the baby moms as well? What are you seeing here?
Well, I just looked at Ashley's birthday, so she's a Leo. So,
Mm.
when y'all were talking about attention and things like that, I was like, okay, well,
Facts.
maybe it's an attention thing, because Leo is stereotypically known for, look at me, they are the sun, they are the light. But Elon's a Cancer, and Cancer is a traditional sign, like Capricorn and Cancer are traditional signs, so they do value family and children and things like that. So,
Elon is Cancer.
yeah,
So
I
is
believe-
Trump, and so is JFK.
Trump
and
is a
Trump
Gemini.
is a Gemini.
No.
Trump
Trump is a Gemini.
So
Yeah.
Trump is a Gemini.
Why did I think they were? Continue to. I'm
Because
gonna.
it's in
Oh, no,
June.
no,
It's
you're
in
good.
June. But
No,
it's
he
June
was
Yeah,
like
yeah, so-
June 14th,
Yeah.
I think, or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, June 28th is Elon, so he's Cancer. So, typically I just kind of look at people more of like their behaviors, and when you understand astrology, you know that like everybody's life is not going to be the same. Like Cherry, you kind of mentioned like not chastising people for being single moms and things like that, because it's just not realistic to believe that everyone is going to live life the exact same way, and everybody kind of incarnates here with different stories. So I don't look at people like that anymore. But if you do see something and you see like, okay, Leo, that might be an indication of maybe this is for attention. Maybe this is to help boost the image and to be like, hey, I'm not getting any spotlight. If they're not getting their shine, then they want people to, they got to do something. It's like, I got to do something. I want people to look at me.
Interesting.
It's
So
like
just look
noticing
at
patterns.
behaviors. Yeah. I mean, and if you look at enough people with the same birthday and stuff, you kind of see like, all kind of
There's
act
patterns.
the same. Yeah. So maybe it is. I don't know. We don't really know people's motives, but you can tell, for the most
It
part.
was. Oh, sorry. It was
Oh, no,
Trump
you're good.
and
What were you gonna say?
JFK that have the same birth sign. My apologies.
Oh, okay. Yeah, Gemini. Yeah.
There's a lot of
Gemini is-
numerology between the two of them.
Yeah, and I was going to mention it before. Alex Stein, I saw he was into numerology too. So when I was seeing like how he was being, and I saw him on podcast with a guy named Gary, the numbers
Oh,
guy
yeah.
or something like that. Yeah, so
Yeah.
yeah, I know.
I'm scared about
So
that.
Yeah,
Elon
I
is
saw that.
it makes sense. Elon's into family. I mean, he's certainly
Mhm.
creating a big one. So
Yeah, I know. I was like, he probably really values it, but the way that people go about it, like through marriage and things like that, that's just not for everybody. He just probably wants to conquer. I saw Andrew
he's
Tate commenting about him too.
he's got
Oh,
all
boy,
the money in the world, but not all the time in the world. And like
Mhm.
it's strange that somebody as smart as Elon Musk doesn't know that you have to put time into your, especially like a kid needs their dad.
Mhm.
And
Is it possible he thinks that, and I'm just throwing this out here, that he can, like, when he's gone, he's going to, like, a part of him lives on through them,
Oh,
and
yeah.
he's going to reincarnate in one of them.
Oh yeah,
probably
he and
X.
Grime are into all
Yeah.
that stuff.
Yeah, I thought
Yeah.
so, because I was like, the way he's having all these children,
Mhm.
it's like he's like, yeah, this body is fine, but when it goes, I got one of these guys I'm going to choose, and I got my favorite right here that I'm going to raise. I'm going to basically teach him the things that I know, so that
That's
I
the
can
anointed
just-
one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Right.
The
I saw Nick
archangel.
But if you
Cannon.
under-
one.
I
If
saw
you
Nick
understand
Cannon
tr-
chimed in on him. Sorry.
If you no, you're fine. I didn't mean to cut you off. You're just quieter, so I didn't mean to cut you off. If I was just gonna say, if you understand transhumanism 2.0, the first part of transhumanism is we're going to be hooked up with like chips or like augmented reality. 2.0 is going to be someone like Elon, the elites can take their consciousness and put it into
Mhm.
another body, whether it be through a
But-
chip or something like that. So that's
then
the
what
end goal.
happens
So he
to the existing consciousness? Like what happens to little X's actual personality and his spirit?
Mhm.
Gone?
Yeah, because
That's
they would put a
horrible.
Neuralink in there, right? You would put that. I mean, you'd put that. The goal would be to put the Neuralink in someone.
They want to
and
have the
the-
Neuralink
Elon's brain
interface.
would live through his
Yeah.
child.
Yep.
That's the goal.
Oh, that's
Mhm.
so incredibly selfish. My God.
It's
Well, I
very
mean, having all
documented.
these kids and not being active in their lives except for one is the
Mhm.
most selfish thing you could do. You know what I'm saying? He's a
And to
very
think-
selfish man anyway. So
I
and to spend
agree.
that much time like choosing traits and thinking, oh, genetically, I'm really setting this kid up, you know, but then not put the time in to like be a dad. It's very short sighted, or to think, oh, the kids are all taken care of financially, but again, like,
but that's how a lot
They
of these
need-
men,
Yeah.
not all men, but a lot of men think like, okay, I just got to make sure that they don't want for nothing.
Yep.
Boom, I done my part. But they don't realize that you have to be there to teach your child, especially little boys. Okay, little girls need their dads so that they won't fall underneath the spell of Andrew Tate's, okay, or any
so
other.
they won't
like,
go on
pimps out there.
OnlyFans. Yeah.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And so, you need your daddy to be there, or a father figure there. Then you need your dad as a son or a father figure to basically ask your dad, hey dad, I noticed this, that, and the other is happening to me that only your father can express. I mean, I think it's sad that when a little boy experiences wood for the first time, he don't know what's happening to him. He can't go to his mama. His mama doesn't know what to say. So he has to go to some kind of man or some male to understand what's happening. And then you got to make sure that male is not a pedophile that's going to exploit the situation. So it's just, if the father was just there, you wouldn't have to worry about any of this
And
shit.
like women nurture a child, and like, but you really need the men to like discipline and shape and
especially
give,
the
like,
discipline part.
good self-esteem.
Because the mother's the nurturer and the father's the discipliner. And then when you got the mother that's taking on both roles, you
You
know,
can't
The guys
do
are
both.
supposed to be the assholes, and the mothers are supposed to say, "It's okay, honey, I still love
Right.
you." Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Elon's kids are Horcruxes. That's hilarious.
Oh.
what
Sorry, I
happened?
pre-read one of your
them.
super chats. I didn't mean to do that. That's so funny.
Oh my gosh. Okay, my producer Fealty in the back. I had Ashley St. Clair on my podcast. I didn't realize it was this long ago. It was August of 2020. And she's talking about the role of men and women. Oh goodness. Okay. Oh, that's so funny how old this is. Okay. How long is it? It's a little over 2 minutes. Okay. I haven't seen this in years. Let's see what she says. Okay, please excuse my early podcast setup here.
Love it.
Aw.
This was a chalkboard. I used chalkboard paint in my apartment at the time. So I would draw stuff on that. All right,
Look
all right,
where
let's
we've
see.
come.
Look how far I've come, and I was wearing a workout
Yeah.
outfit, and now I don't even work out anymore. Okay, let's, I'm a mom now. Okay, let's see. Let's see what we're talking about.
Men have to be sensitive. You can't be aggressive. You can't have microaggressions, which is like, what is
You
that?
can't be
even?
men. You can't be
Yeah.
men. And the most sexist thing I find is telling women that they have to be men in order to be successful. You know, this is absolutely ridiculous. So my
Okay.
mom, who stayed at
So we're having like a feminism 101 conversation
home
here.
for most of my life to raise the kids, is she not as successful because she wasn't a CEO? Because I find success is having a goal and completing it. And nobody wants to address that in the most egalitarian societies, men and women do very different things. They
Right.
do the most different things in the most egalitarian societies. This is just
Interesting.
how it is.
This was
But
during the
now they're
lockdown.
telling
Yes,
us
it was
we have to
2020.
do what men are doing in order to be successful. But they don't want us to find an equality in like the workforce death rate, right? You know, 97% of that is men who die in the workplace. But we're not looking at those statistics or anything else. It's only where the money is, and you have to do the same job as a man to be successful.
Right. And it's also like what Jordan Peterson talks about, which is like men and
Oh,
women
it's good.
actually
I'm going to be so proud of myself. I'm quoting Jordan Peterson. Oh,
just
wow.
want a different, like,
I like
in a
what I'm hearing
sweeping
so far.
kind of way, like, we kind of want different
It's so
things.
hard to
So
watch
like
myself.
our work reflects that, and there should be nothing wrong with that. Like, I don't think if men and women are the same, like that's so boring. And what do we need each other for? But that's the lie, is we do need each other. Absolutely. You ever been in a man's house where there's never been a woman there? It looks like shit.
Ooh,
And they
Lord,
don't know how to do
that's-
dishes,
Oh.
dog, and they can't. Oh my
They
goodness,
don't
having a man
see
cook for you.
dirt. Like I lived with my
Grill, but really good at the grill.
So true.
Yes.
They don't
I've
see
lived with my
dirt.
boyfriend for 5 years. He does not see, like, he doesn't, it's weird. And
They
I'm just
don't hang up
I'm
towels.
like, let me just let the bathroom go. Like, I'll let it go. I'll just let him figure out when to clean it. And that time is never. I had to buy like pet things to pick up all the hair. There's so much hair. There's so much Italian shedding going on. And it's just like, all right, I could just bitch at him to like do it better, or I could just do it and then I'll let him do the things that he does really well, like cooking.
Men and women
putting,
complement each other, right? Like I have no problem doing the dishes or cleaning the baseboards and cooking, because anytime I need something built.
She's a nice gal. So yeah, maybe she doesn't seem like somebody who just wants money. But clearly we did a podcast and a couple lunches, so I didn't know her that well.
See,
So,
money and status aren't the same though.
Mm-hmm. I like I said, I think it was more like I said. I don't know what her initial motive was, but to me, it looks like she was in love with him, or she has very deep feelings for him, and he picked on. First of all, let me just say this about, and I could be the only one who's different here. I don't give a fuck about Valentine's Day. I'm trying to get my husband to stop celebrating it because it makes me feel guilty. He keeps buying me shit on Valentine's Day, and I hate it.
That's
right?
nice.
No,
I agree. I agree with
What did he get you?
But anyway, so Valentine's Day means a lot to her, and he chose to spend his Valentine's with the other baby mama, so she feels slighted because she's like, hey, I'm the new baby mama with your new child. I never got my turn. You've been spending all this time with all these women. What about me? That's what it looks like to me. You know what I'm saying?
That's true.
She wants the attention.
But again, you should have known. You should have known that going into it. Yeah. How? Yeah. I would have never. I think it's because I have just sort of like default low self-esteem. So if I'm baby mom number 4, like I'm gonna be like, oh, like I'll see you every other Arbor Day. I'll see you maybe, I don't know, if you have a spring break or something. Like, no, it's fine. Like I'm good. I'm good in my apartment. I'm gonna order some DoorDash. I'm gonna eat some Haagen-Dazs till I pass out. I'll see you next year. Jeanna, I want to know your thoughts on the Ashley Sinclair, Elon Musk, baby mama, baby daddy drama, because I know you were muted for a bit. I want to make sure you got your take in there.
Yeah, the only part I really wanted to say was I was excited to see that Grimes actually commented on the concubine post. I don't know if y'all saw that, but she replied.
What?
Grimes tapped in.
And her reply was LOL. And it's so Grimes. I was like, I love that response from her because she thought it was funny.
She's still in court because she's got 2 kids that she has with him that don't see him, and then she's got the one that he always has.
Yeah, X, right.
Oh, and I read that too. So yeah, X is Grimes' kid, and I read that she did not even know that he had taken X to the Oval Office. And she was like, wow, I found out literally through social media.
Yeah.
I didn't know that he was there with him.
Wild.
That's horrible. And that would be another reason why it's not good. If you have somebody that won't communicate with you, that's their mother. Can't keep them away from her because it's your teddy bear.
Right.
He is treating him a little bit like it. I mean, it is cute. I like seeing the kids.
No, I
like,
agree. I agree. I think it's great.
I don't think it's cute. I'm thinking about the other children.
Yeah, that's the part that if he rotated, then that would be different.
Right.
Yeah.
Or have them all on a leash or something. I was on a leash as a kid. I see the leashes, like of the kids going to the pool in the summer, they're all on like a leash. Like there's 10 kids. They're like little ducklings. He should get a big old family leash. Bring all the kids to the Oval Office.
Oh my gosh.
Did we all forget about when Elon took Grimes' kids away? Because I don't know if it was they had some kind of a spat, and there was a period of time where he was keeping her kids from her.
I remember hearing about that. She was not happy about it. Yeah.
Well, I think they're still in court. everything's sealed, though. You can't, like some court cases, you can check
course,
everything out, but they're protecting the children.
Usually when there's minors involved, anything
Right.
court
Yeah.
is private.
I'm not anti-Elon. I do not like that he wore the Baphomet
I'm
costume.
not a fan of him.
I have my ears are up. Okay, my antennas. I've never been for Neuralink. I've always thought that was very sus, and I did not like reading that he does the petri dish thing for all his kids or most of the kids.
Mhm.
That he's trying to like pick and choose traits. I think that's fucked up. I think
Yep.
you should not mess up with. Don't try to be God. I mean, you can't do that. I think the natural design of things is the way it should be.
Yep.
And I don't like that. I don't like kids. I don't like surrogates. I don't like that shit. So, and I'm like, why can't, I know he's got a bad body. Maybe Elon doesn't like how he looks shirtless. Maybe this is why he doesn't want to have sex with any of these women.
Did he admit to being on Ozempic?
Yes. The other one,
really?
Mansaro. The Mansaro one.
Okay.
Well, that's funny.
Yeah, he has time and money. He could have a great body if he worked out a little bit.
He likes donuts too
yeah,
much.
He's too busy overseeing everything with Tesla and Twitter and stuff like that.
But it's like he had time to get hair plugs, So
that's a good point.
That was a good improvement, though.
Yeah,
that was needed.
Big time.
So he got time to fix his physique and his hair, but not time for his children. So those are where his priorities are.
Yeah, let that sink in.
He needs to move to Utah, have a compound, and they can all live in one house, and they can all just be together.
Oh, yeah.
That ain't going to work.
That's what Grimes was looking into that. Grimes was looking for a house where all the baby mothers and kids could all live together.
Damn, who's to say they can get along with her?
So
You think hold on, I know Ashley and Grimes would never get along.
Can you imagine?
Yeah, I can't. That's exactly Sarah.
I said the same compound, not the same house, right? You just be on the same plot of land.
So Grimes is saying he should not be in public like this. I did not see this. Thank you for alerting me, but I'm glad he was polite. Sigh. Oh, her little bean is out in the world.
I can't imagine. That would be horrible.
Little X was very polite today. You raised him well. He was so cute when he told Donald J. Trump, "Please forgive me. I need to pee." Oh, how cute. Oh. X. Why don't they just call him Xavier or something?
Because that's not his name.
Give him a real name.
It's X Ash, whatever. 812.
Some numbers.
Yeah.
Even that just like feels very icky.
Well,
to me.
I mean, think about it.
You
Like,
don't even get a human. You don't even get a human name. You're just
X is about the unknown. Yeah, exactly. X is the unknown variable. Then there's the AE, whatever, the elven thing. And then she says it's the elven for love or intelligence. But he says it's Ash for her
AI.
creativity. And so they don't even agree on what the name is.
That's so odd.
Maybe they're robots and they're making us think that they're babies and they're growing as robots. And they started them in a CRISPR and just put them in this robot thing that's going to grow.
That would make the most sense.
They're robots.
Sally. Yeah.
Experiment and to see if us people are going to believe that they're real. This is it right here.
Could be.
Oh. Anyway, okay. To put a button on the Ashley thing, I hope she's not in some kind of situation where she is stuck. I mean, yeah, but the way that you described it, Trey, why wouldn't Elon want to protect his investment, I guess? I mean, there's no way that he's not giving her money, right? There's no scenario
Money's not
where...
an issue. This is all about feelings. I know. First of all, when it comes to money, I noticed that Elon and what's the black guy name who's doing the same thing with all these baby kids?
Oh,
Nick
Cannon.
Nick Cannon. I noticed the difference between Nick Cannon and Elon, even though Elon has a way lot more money. None of the baby mamas are complaining about money.
Yeah, because he even
None
gave
of
Amber
them.
Heard money when she wasn't even asking for it.
Right. So I think these guys understand, okay, here's your money, but I ain't loving you. Okay. So it's like, so they're like, okay, I got the money, but I want to be the chosen one. I want him to love me. I
Yep.
want my child to be the special child, not X. Okay.
So delusional.
Yeah, it's very delusional. So this to me, like,
It's sad.
if a woman is going to get with a
So
man
sad.
that has already enough, if you look at this is a harem, right?
Right.
Yes.
But so if you get with a man that has a harem, understand it is what it is. It's for upgrading your lifestyle and to produce a child, you know what I'm saying, because he feels that he has to pass on his legacy. Then, you know, play the game, get prepared for it, but leave your heart out of it.
Yeah.
Elon said he was not going to give, automatic equal shares of his companies to his kids, if they didn't share a propensity or intelligence, or if they didn't show an ability to run the businesses, that he wasn't going to just automatically cut them in on it. I mean, they're all
that's
going to be
wise.
set for life with money.
Right. Yeah, who cares if
Sure.
they don't have part of the company? He has several companies and he owns several stocks and all kinds of other things dealing with Bitcoin. So
Yeah.
they're going to be set for life. It's just that, like, what I don't think that, and this is just my opinion, their legacy should not be his legacy. There's only going to be one Elon Musk.
Right.
Just like there's one Malcolm X, one Martin Luther King, there's only one George Washington, there's only one Ronald Reagan, there's only one Trump. There'll never be another, no matter how many no matter how many kids they have, there'll never be one that will take the same place of their father, because that was the father's destiny, not the child's destiny. They
Right.
should have their own destiny.
Yeah.
Unless he puts their consciousness through it.
Well,
I don't like that.
there you go. Yeah.
I really don't like that.
Kelly.
Let
It's
little
the
X
goal.
have his own little life, Let him grow up, change his name to Milton or something,
Seriously.
move out to Minnesota and be a farmer.
Come
Get
hang
away
out
from
with my
technology.
kids.
You know what I like? I would love for his kids to be like, no, I'm gonna get a brick phone. I'm not gonna get a smartphone. Like, to have them move away from technology.
I bet you're right.
Yeah, they're like, I don't want rockets.
And also, who's to know? Because if they don't feel like they have any closeness with the father, then they're going to rebel. Just like the little
Yep.
son who's now a trans woman.
Yep.
Like, that's just a start of the rebelliousness,
Right.
of the rebellion from the children.
Yeah.
So if they don't
Natural.
feel like their father
Even-
loves them,
she
they're
even
like, well,
changed her
fuck you,
last
Dad.
name.
I'm about to go out and do my own thing.
She changed her name to the mother's maiden name.
Last name,
because
yeah.
that's how much she wanted to. She wanted to pull away from Elon. And Elon's first child died from sudden infant death. SIDS at 10 weeks or something. And apparently ever since that happened, then he got bent on doing the petri dish stuff to like get the best traits and stuff, because maybe it got in his head, like, oh, did this kid die because it was just
It's
weak.
crazy. Like the stuff they had, like literally they're also making a nanotech for the womb that will tell you at any moment what the baby's like heartbeat is, and like
Wow.
it's creepy to me.
Yeah.
Well, they're already doing it in Africa. They already are from womb to life. They are already being chipped. They're already on a Bitcoin. They're already on a social credit system from the very beginning. They're monitoring everything that they do already, and they're already making their digital twin. That's the goal. And they're
Well, I think we all have digital twins already.
I would love to be able to tweet from the womb, like send out, Imagine being canceled before you're even out. How exciting.
Right.
You said the wrong thing.
Like, look, I tweeted the N-word, but only because I wasn't out in the world yet. I didn't realize
didn't
how
know any
triggering it
better.
would be. Yeah.
When
Oh
I
my
think
God.
about these men making artificial wombs, it just makes me realize, damn, I'm the best fucking human being ever. You know what I'm saying? As women, you know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Like
Yeah.
they're trying to replicate us. We're
Yep.
not trying to make another prostate. Nobody's trying to make,
No.
another phallic symbol, although they're in dildos constantly.
You're so right, Trey, because there's women out there like, oh, just hand me a cucumber, like whatever,
Right.
it'll do.
They're even trying to make a vagina, right? They're trying to perfect the woman vagina.
Picky.
Yeah,
At the
but
end of the day,
hold on.
sometimes.
Good point. They replicate a vagina and they're still not satisfied because when the sex robots came out, I was like, "Yay! Now you guys can shut the fuck up about how you're not getting any pussy." No, they don't shut up. They don't shut up. They still get on there and attack a bunch of women still.
Okay, to your point, yes, but they're not. They don't have to be. They can be pretty rudimentary, and like a woman will be. You know what I mean? Like a dildo is like could be anything. It shouldn't be anything, but it could be. And again, like to make a vagina is a lot harder, and clearly no one's been able to do it yet. I
Right.
don't think it can be done. It shouldn't ever be done.
No.
And whereas like you could stick anything in there. Not that you should.
It's
But
true.
people do. People do. Wait a second. Ladies, ask yourself if Elon showed up today in the chat here on Simcast and asked if he could make a baby with you, what would you say? I would say no.
No.
Hell
No,
no.
I'm not going to betray my husband. If I was
Yeah.
single, I'd think about it. We had to talk about
Love you guys. Thank you for the chats. Thank you for the comments. I will see you guys tomorrow. Bye. Bye. All right. Love you guys. God, I don't even want to leave. This candle smells so good. I don't want to leave. All right. Love you guys. Talk to you soon. Bye. Love you all. Join the Discord. Feet. Love you all. Wow. You guys are awesome. Come and get it. Bye, guys. Bye. Now I'm really leaving. Love you. Bye.